Hey everyone, it's me again, and I have a makeup tutorial for you guys today. I finally got off my procrastinating ass and made a makeup tutorial. You guys are gonna have to bear with me if I seem a little scatterbrained in this video, because it's been about 2 months since I actually sat down to film a makeup tutorial. Forgive me, it's been a long time. I've tried to make it up to you by doing a bit of a flashback makeup. This is not what the finished product of this tutorial quite looked like. I did add eyelashes and a lip color that I didn't have at the end of the tutorial, but I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to do, and I remembered that Urban Decay had come out with the Vice Limited Reloaded palette. There it is right here. And I had just gotten this, and I also remembered that this palette has the shade Gash in it. Now, if you see my video of my palette collection, you'll know that Gash holds a special place in my heart because one of my favorite bands as a teenager was My Chemical Romance, and Gerard Way used the shade Gash all the time to create a look very similar to this. Very grungy, very red, very smoked out, just sickly looking, and I adored that look from high school all the way up till now. It was just so subversive and different, and I loved it. So today I decided to make a makeup tutorial going back in time. We are in 2005. You know, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge is super popular. You know, I'm a 14, 15-year-old little sophomore in high school, little goth kid who absolutely loves that makeup, and I decided to recreate his signature blown out, sickly looking red eye. It's super edgy, it's super grungy. I did add mascara and liner, which he normally didn't do, but I kind of tailored this look to fit my sensibilities and what I like to see on myself. I didn't film myself putting on the lip color or the lashes. These lashes are Ardell Demi Whispies, but they're in the wine shade. So they've got those little kind of pale purple, you know, wine-colored lash hairs in them. You don't have to use those. I know they're really hard to find. I found mine at Sally's Beauty Supply while I was stateside, but you don't have to use those. Regular Whispies will do just fine. And then this lip, I put it on a whim. I was just like messing around with this makeup look. I was like, let me see what kind of, you know, fun I can have. What, you know, that's kind of what I do. Like after I film a makeup look, I'll just play around with it and like fuck with it and see what I can come up with. And I ended up putting on the LA Splash Studio Shine Lip Lustre in Catarina. This is from their Day of the Dead collection. It is a sick, like red and teal duochrome. I absolutely love it, and when I put it on with this look, it just set everything off. It was exactly what I needed to be really happy with this and just be like, yay, yay. Hi, welcome to Faith Grenade Land, where I have intros that are 4.5 minutes long. But if you're new here, welcome, feel free to subscribe. My name's Faith Grenade and I put makeup videos here on YouTube. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to see how to get this classic blown out grungy red Gerard Way makeup look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, okay, let's go ahead and get started, and yes, this is the actual finished eyeball that we're going for. Here, I'll show you a little reference photo that I've been playing off of. It's kind of a riff on this. I don't know if you can see that. There he goes. But he's got kind of this really blown out, kind of sick looking red eyeshadow going on, and I went ahead and sort of added a little bit of liner and mascara just to make the look my own, so to speak, but a lot of it is still inspired by him. I've already primed, done my brows, done my foundation, all that good stuff. That is all done. So now we're getting into the eyeshadow. First, I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I'm going to take the shade Succubus, which is this rusty kind of brown-red color, because the Gash that's in this new palette, I'm just going to throw this in the crease, the Gash that's in this new palette seems a lot brighter and a lot more vibrant than it used to be. It seems like a lot more of a cherry red as opposed to a brick red, the way Succubus is and the way I remember Gash being. but I never actually owned Gash myself. I lusted after it the entire time it was a part of Urban Decay's line, but I never actually got it because I was a high school student. I was broke. And we're gonna take this into the kind of nose bridge area and really blow it out into the crease all over. Don't worry about this being clean at all. If it looks like your eye is irritated, that's the point. You're doing everything right. I'm gonna go into my Vice Unlimited Reloaded XX palette, whatever it's called, and I'm gonna go into Gash, the infamous Gash, and I'm gonna use a fluffy brush, but not that one. I'm gonna use the Sonia Kashuk 116. It's slightly denser because I want the color of Gash, but I do not want most of the shimmer. I just kind of want the color. So I'm gonna pass this over the lid, and you can see the difference there. It's kind of more of a pinky red these days than it used to be. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like it's a different shade almost than it used to be, but what can you do? I'm putting it all in the inner corner, all in the nose bridge, lid, crease, the whole nine. We're just taking this super dense brush and dusting this shadow everywhere. My favorite part about Gerard's makeup is that he was inspired a lot by like old comic books, because he was a comic book illustrator before he was a frontman, and he was inspired a lot by old comic book art and like old cartoons and old sci-fi movies. So he did a Blade Runner look that I can also do if you guys want me to. Just leave it down below in a comment or give this video a thumbs up. But I just loved, you know, as like a young teen who was just foraying into makeup, I idolized people who just refused to follow the rules. I'm gonna take my blender brush here and just blend the living stuffing out of this. This is like the easiest makeup on the planet. That's part of what I like about it, is that if it's a little messed up, if it's a little fucked up, that is perfectly okay. It's the way it's supposed to be. You know, it's gonna be browned out and blown out and irritated looking and just, it's disturbing and I love it. But then at this point in the look, I sort of needed a little bit more brown because his red in the reference photo is very brown. It's like there's almost a muddy neutral brown mixed in there to make it a little bit more realistic looking, I guess. So I'm going to put that palette away and come back to my Shade and Light eye palette, and I'm going to pick Citree, this neutral brown right here. Put that on my fluffy brush just a teeny tiny bit, and we're gonna put that into the kind of outer crease area, building into the crease, not really worrying too much about placement or blending. It's all gonna be a muddy mess, and that's just how we want it to be. Back in the day, I wanted so badly to emulate Gerard Way's makeups, and I did manage to emulate his Blade Runner look with the black stripe across the face, and I emulated Frank's X's over his eyes quite a bit. I did that a lot, but I could never do this particular look because there were no good red eyeshadows in the drugstore market, and I was a high school student. I didn't really have a job or anything like that. I was just trying to use what I had, and most of the time it didn't work out too well. We're gonna work on the lower lash line, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Gash, again, noticing a pattern here, and my 116, and I am just gonna blow this bastard out. I'm gonna put it all down here, kind of keeping it up toward the lash line, because again, we're gonna kind of blend downward, and so there's no need to apply it downward, which is what I was seeing a lot when I was looking up pictures of other people mimicking this look. A lot of them like applied a fuck ton of eyeshadow on the lower lash line rather than applying right near the top and blending down. They just applied it everywhere. So when they went to go and kind of diffuse it out, it had nowhere to go but like down. So I saw a lot of people who were emulating this look who had eyeshadow like way down on their cheek, and it doesn't need to be quite that low. So now I'm gonna go back in with my 109 again and just sweep it lightly in windshield wiper motions across the whole shoot and match and start to blend that down. Swishy, swishy, swishy. And I'm not like pulling it down too far. Again, I'm just trying to soften this line right here. So I'm keeping my brush just on that line and moving it around in kind of soft circular motions to diffuse those lines out because we don't want any harsh lines. So basically by the time you're done, you're gonna look dead on in the mirror and you're gonna see a square of red from up into the nose bridge, around near the eyebrow, squared down this way, and then back through the lower lash line. If you've got that, then hey, you're good to go. If you're just going by the reference photo and you just want to look like the reference photo, you're done. You don't need to do anything else. The eye makeup is totally done, and the look really is totally done because he doesn't wear mascara. He didn't wear eyeliner for this particular reference photo. I don't see any lash, anything like that. It's literally just red across, white face, pale lips, that's it. But I am gonna be going out later tonight, so I'm gonna add a little bit just to make it my own of sorts. I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil in Corrupt. Now, I'm gonna put this in the waterline and talk while I'm doing it. These pencils are not as waterproof on me as they claim they are. So when I wear them, they transfer down into my lower lash line, which normally pisses me off, but in this particular case, it kind of works. Tight line the top here. Now I am going to put on mascara. He doesn't do this, but again, I like having mascara on, so I'm gonna use my Covergirl Supersizer mascara. I really like this stuff. I got it on recommendation from Emily Noel 83, who was obsessed with it, and then I became obsessed with it because it's one of the only mascaras on the planet that does not smudge on my lower lash line. It's just perfect. So, lips. He's not wearing any lipstick. He typically didn't, from my experience. At least in most of the photos I've seen, he usually just wears like foundation over his lips to make him look nice and pale. So again, this is another area where you could totally just stop. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. So this is the finished look, and that's basically all there is to it. You just have to remember to keep blending and blending and blending, and if you look sick or ill, that's the point. So let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward. Looking fierce. If you do recreate this look, tag me on Instagram, hashtag FacesByFaithGrenade, so I can see it and double tap that ish, because I would love to see you guys try to recreate this. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt. You know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the Faithful today. I put up new videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!